Okay, I've just opened up our template from Sector, and it's opened up into the Illustrator program. As you can see, I've set this is my artboard, which is the white area, and the black surrounding area is just the bench space that it's on. Up the top here, I'm going to highlight these areas up here. If I click on one of these, it will say which workspace I want to be in, and I'd like to have my workspace to be Essentials Classic. So the idea today is to change this name to your name and to join them all together. So the way we're going to do that is we are going to select our text function over here, or text tool. I'm going to click on that, and just over here in the space, we're going to click down, just one click of your mouse button, and you can start typing. I would suggest that you do it in capitals or uppercase, and keep it all in the same font. So we have it here. We can make this larger just by looking over here at the character. If we select the character tool, pulls down this menu. We can change here the size of our character, and what we might do is just pull it down here a little bit. I always like to put it away on the side, so when we press the character and bring down this menu, it doesn't cover up what we're looking at. We can muck around with the size of the font later on. If we select this little arrow, drop down arrow, it brings down the menu with all the different fonts. So we're looking for a font that we would like to use that isn't too thin. Remember, this is going to be cut out of 3mm acrylic, so we don't want it too thin or too fancy. So I'm going to select one. This one looks pretty good, so I'm just going to click on that. In here, we've got all these other different things we can do with it. We can make it wider, or the spacing wider. We can do the vertical spacing wider. That's done there. This one just makes the text, the actual letters wider. We can change the height of it, etc., etc. So you can have a play around with that. So I'm going to click off it. I'm going to get rid of this area here where it says my name or your name. So I'm going to click on it and just simply delete it. I'm going to grab my font and I'm going to put it just on that line, and I'm just going to use my arrow keys at the moment just to make it the size that I'd like it to be. So I reckon about that fills up that space. I'm also going to change this so I can see the outline and not the fill. Remember these ones up here, these little areas up here, one is the line and one is the fill. When you're in the text function, it automatically fills and has no stroke or no line. So we're going to click on or highlight our font, our name. We're going to click on the stroke bar and select red. And this 1 point, we might make that a little bit lower to 0.5, a little bit thinner stroke. And we're going to change the fill to nothing. So there we have our name ready to go. I'm going to zoom in just by selecting the Alt key and rolling my mouse so I can see what I'm doing. I want to have this as a font at the moment. I want to change this into a shape. So if I click on it at the moment, it comes up and you see how it says character up here. As soon as I click on this, this is telling me that it's still a font, that it is still text. I want to change that so it's all letters, and then we can manipulate it and join it together. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to click on my right mouse button and I'm going to go down to create outlines. So I'll do that again. I'm going to click on my font. I'm going to right click my mouse and I'm going to go down to create outlines. And now you can see that the box has changed a little bit. It's hugging the letters a little bit closer. It doesn't have the line underneath it. And when I select that, there's nothing up here that comes up with character. So now it is essentially shapes. And I can now manipulate that. I want to join this rectangle to my letters, like what we've seen in the sample one up here. Okay, I want to join them all together like that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to, I need to overlap them because they need to be joined somehow. So I'm just going to click on the shapes, and I'm just going to use my down key on my keyboard, and it will just move it slightly. A little bit easier than just using your mouse or your mouse pad. So just overlap it slightly like I have there. Now I'm going to select them both. I've got my direct selection tool up here, and I'm going to go from the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to hold my mouse key down, and I'm just going to drag up and go across the two shapes and let it go, and it's selected everything. So now we've selected it all. Down here in Pathfinder, we have these options down here, and we are going to unite. So if we click unite, we're going to unite those shapes together, and there we go. So now we have that ready to go. And that's how we change a font or change text to a vector or a shape, and then unite it or join it to another shape. Thank you.